Coach, in the second half, when they started mounting a comeback, you took a deep shot to Dylan Mitchell. They got tipped and picked, and it seemed like after that, maybe the play calling got a little conservative. Is that accurate or not? Were you trying to protect the lead at that point?
Um, I wouldn't necessarily say it got conservative. They kept running the same defense they were running before, and we was running the same plays that we were running in the first half. We just didn't execute as well. I thought we didn't necessarily play with a sense of urgency like we did in the first half, and we didn't actually go tempo like we did in the first half. And I thought that got us more than anything.
Right here, Gus, in the middle.
How much could you feel Nebraska's fans and energy kind of coming alive in the second half when they were kind of going on that run?
Well, you expect that to happen when they make some of the plays that they did and converted on fourth down there. You expect when Uncle Mo get on your side, that's what kind of happens is everybody on their team get excited and that's football, And one thing we tried to do is try to regain the momentum, and it was tough there because we didn't do anything offensively. But it was great to see our defense step up and make plays when the offense was struggling.
On the right, Jen.
Coach, this is the first time your team has played in a really close game at the end. What did you learn about them today?
Well, our guys didn't fold when adversity came, and that's something I was concerned with coming in. And when people ask me one thing you're concerned with your football team, it was how they'll deal with adversity. And I thought our guys did a great job handling adversity. I thought that was a great team victory. When defense wasn't playing well, offense was playing well. And when offense didn't play well, defense stepped up and played well. And that's what you call a team, and that was great to see. But if I learned anything is that our guys know how to deal with adversity, and to have a young team go out there and find a way to win the ball games was great. They made the plays that needed to be made, and that's what you ask for from them.
Back right, Kristen.
Willie, back here. I know second half probably not what you wanted to see out of your team, but what is you think it says about this defense that they were able to get that stop to the end of the game?
Again, we feel like we got a pretty good defense, and we just got to show it. We understand that everyone think about us, about the past, and it's on us to go out and define who we are and about the way we play, and not let someone else define us. And that was great to see our guys, like I say, make the plays that needed to be made. We stressed about takeaways, and our guys did a great job with that in the game. And nowadays in football, people gonna get yardage on you. I think what's important is getting the ball away from them, and our guys did that. And if you look at it over the last 5 or 6 ball games, Nebraska was really good with taking care of the football. So we told our guys one of the keys to this game was for us not to give the ball away, but and for our defense to take it away because Nebraska wasn't going to give it to us, and our guys did that.
Right left, Matt.
Willie, when you were building this game plan this week, did you think you were going to throw the ball this often, or was that kind of just an indicator of where the game was going? And then how do you feel like your group handled the passing attack?
I thought they handled it pretty good. Justin was 33 of 25 of 33, 365 yards, 3 TDs. I'll take that anytime. I thought our guys did a great job. I thought our O-line did a great job protecting them. And our guys just took what they were giving us, and that was great to see. And we knew they were going to try to stop the run, and it was great to see that our guys can not only run the ball, but we can throw it as well.
Tyson, right here, second row.
Since we can't talk to him, can you describe what Thomas Graham's like after this game? Two obviously huge plays for him.
Yeah, I knew you was going to ask about it, so I talked to Thomas before I came in here and asked Thomas to tell me what he want me to tell you guys. And he said he's so excited. That's why he came to Oregon, to help this football program and to help turn this program around. And he said, make sure you tell him, Coach, that I appreciate you for coming down and recruiting me to be here. I'm serious. He did say this. And that's the kid, man. He's a student of the game. The kid watched tons of film. He's so competitive. And we've seen this as a staff. We've seen this back in the spring and it continued in the fall. And, he's a big-time player, and for him to be young as he is and know as much football that he does, it's great to have, and it's great to know we're going to have him for a while around here.
In the middle, Steve.
Willie, can you talk about Schooler gets the touchdown? How have you kind of seen him progress through these last 6 weeks to become comfortable on the offensive side?
Well, Schooler is a football player, and there's a big reason why we moved him to receiver because we always felt like Schooler had great ball skills, which on that play he showed it. But he's a football player. Not only the touchdown, but going down on kickoff and making tackles. He do it all for us, and that's great. He loved his teammate. He loved to compete, and those are the kind of guys we want on this football team. And we'll find a place for him to help us, and that's what we did with Schooler. And it was great for him to go out and get him a touchdown this game, and not only show us but show you all that he can play that as well.
Willie over here on the left. Given how the second half went, were you nervous at the end when Nebraska had the ball, and what did it feel like after you won the game?
I wouldn't necessarily say I was nervous. I can't tell you what I said, but thought about UCLA, Texas A&M. I'm not gonna lie, I did think about that, but we talked about it at halftime. You know, our guys, we talked about it, and our guy, like I said, our guys found a way to make the plays that needed to be made. And I was really, to be honest with you, I was happy how our guys finished. You know, yeah, we didn't offensively didn't do anything in the second half, but for our guys not to quit and give up when they could have and easily could have went back that way, they didn't. And to find a way to win, I thought that was great for our football team, especially this early in the season, and to deal with adversity and to be in that situation. And now, as we go throughout the season, it won't be new to them. You know, it'll be something they've been there before. And hopefully we don't have that situation again. We find a way to put our foot on their throat and keep it there. But, again, that's part of us growing as a team, and our guys are learn and learn from that, but learn the good and the bad, you know. And like I said, I'm more proud of our defense for stepping up when we need them to.
Right back, Hayden.
Willie, how much did it mean to have Tyree back out there making big plays like he did right from the start?
It was great. You know, Tyree got a lot of playing experience around here, and to have a veteran guy back there that can make all the calls and can make plays, it was great because I think he really gave our guys some juice back there and energy. And like I say, it was great. He ended up hurting his heel, and so that's why he didn't play in the second half. And at first, when we started off there, we didn't play as well, and I think that was a big part of it. But our guys regrouped and made the plays.
You mentioned the offense not playing well in the second half. Obviously, they didn't. You guys scored 119 points in the first 6 quarters. Do you think some of the guys on offense became a little unfocused, complacent?
No, I can't say that. No, I can't say that because I said if it was multiple games and they went that way, but no, we didn't execute like we did in the first half. Like I said, part of it we didn't go fast. If you look at the first half, we're up tempo and it caused them some problems and they couldn't line up and we got a lot of plays from going fast. And in the second half, we didn't do that part of it because we wasn't good on first down, you know. So I think it was more of that than anything else. I don't think they lost focus. It's just we didn't play the tempo like we did and what we're accustomed to, and it allowed them to line up and get set. And when you do that, you allow them to have a little more advantage than us.
On the right, Warren.
Hey, Willie, penalties killed you guys again today.
Yes.
There was one, I think you got the penalty on the
Yes,
sideline.
I'm a jughead for that.
Can you explain what happened? Because it
Yes.
looked like the Huskers kicked.
Yes, that's what I was
Justin.
pissed at. He kicked them in the head, and again, I can't tell you what I said. I didn't say it to the ref. I just said that was BS. You know, he kicked our quarterback while he was laying on the ground, and we all saw it. And he saw it too. And then called it, and the guy beside me, I wasn't talking to him. I was trying to get the ref attention, and he called it on me. So I'm a jughead for that. That's on me, and I run some laps and all that for the team because that's not who we want to be. And again, we want to be better at that. We have to get better at that. And more important, we really got to get better with the 15-yard penalty, unsportsmanlike conducts. You know, some of those penalties were just effort penalties, and that's going to happen in games. But we just can't have the unsportsmanlike at all.
In the back, Sky.
Coach, when the offense is out of rhythm like they were in the second half, do you take that responsibility on yourself to get that changed, or do you put that on Justin? Is that where the leadership comes in to get that changed, or who does that go on?
That's on all of us. You know, I call the plays and they go out and execute it. So we all got to make it happen. You know, so and again, it didn't happen. We had some things rolling, but then penalties killed us a couple times in that stopped the momentum from the offense in the second half. So we can't have those penalties and expect to do what we did in the first half. You know, we didn't have all those penalties in the first half, and then we find ourselves 1st and 15, 3rd and long, and we don't want to be in those situations. You know, so we put that on all of us, myself, and our players and coaches. We got to find a way to get the momentum back.
I think lurking in the shadows over here. Nick,
Lurking in the shadows. Joe, Ethan, and Sophia were on the sidelines for a while in the first quarter. A little extra juice coming out. Where on those threads they designed?
It was great. Awesome uniform and a great cause for what we did, and it was great to have Joe and Ethan and Sophia here. But not only here, it was great to have them in the locker room afterward, and our players presented them with the game ball. It was great to see, and let Sophia break our team down, and just to see the smile on her face was priceless, So, but it meant a lot. And again, I told our football team, I was proud of them for dealing with adversity. You think about those 3 kids and the adversity that they've been through at a young age. It's awesome. It's nothing we can go through in this game of football that they went through, So there's no reason for us to worry about anything when they get tough, but just think about them and then find a way to make something happen. So it was great to have them here and for them to be able to experience that. I know I can only imagine for a young kid to be around, first of all, be able to make uniforms and see everybody wearing them and go out and play and find a way to win a ball game for them was awesome.
We have time for a couple more. Matt, front left.
Nick Pickett seemed to he made a start today, and he seems to be playing better and better. Can you explain maybe his rise up the depth chart and how he performed today?
He's another good player. I mean, we played a lot of freshmen today. You think about we got a young football team, and it was great for Nick to go out and get his first start in an environment like that against an opponent like that, and I felt like Nick held his own. He's a really good football player, and the sky's the limit for him. And again, I think each and every week, all those guys are going to continue to get better. I think our D lineman made a couple tackles too.
Charles had a nice game with Justin today, but then you also had a really big catch there from Johnson there on that dive. What sort of kind of chemistry are you seeing between Justin and not necessarily Charles, because he's done this for a couple of years, but some of those younger guys?
Well, they all work together and they stay out to practice at time and make plays, and it's good to see that the young guys is picking up on the offense and being able to go out and run the right route, and not only run the right route but make the plays. And if you go back and look at Johnny Johnson high school film, he did that all the time. I tell him, stop diving, just run through the ball. But I think he loves doing that. He loves diving and falling on the ground and catching the ball because it's pretty cool. And I feel like he can get some highlights doing that. But, no, it's great, man. The kids step up and make big time. You think about last week and this week, and they're in critical situation where he step up. And I think that says a lot about him being that young, and to be able to make those plays for us is crucial.
Willie, which half did you think was more representative of where your team is at right now? First half, second half, or is it somewhere in the middle?
I would say somewhere in the middle. We were good in the first half. Second half, not so good. But it's great that our guys found a way. And to me, that's what's more important than anything. Not necessarily how we played, but our guys found a way to win the ball game. And at the end of the day, that's the object, is to go out and find a way to win a ball game, and they did that. So I say somewhere in the middle. We still don't know how good we can be at, and it's our job each and every week to go out and see how good we can play. And again, it's never about the opponent. It's always about us. And I think we learned a lot about ourselves and learned some things that we can get better at. But I'm so proud of this football team and proud of the way the guys are working together and playing for one another. And I think that's what we see more than anything. You see a group of young men out there just having fun and playing for each other. And when you get that, the winning comes easy.
Last question right here, Chantel.
Typically, there's a lot of growth for a quarterback between year 1 and year 2. Obviously, you weren't here for year 1, but from last spring until now, where have you seen the most growth in Justin's game?
Well, just his confident. I think Justin, when I came here, he was in an unusual situation. He had started so many games last year, and then you get a new coach come in and open the competition up, and that wasn't ideal for him, and so I'm sure that was on his mind a lot as he was competing and all. But just watching his growth from the spring through summer and through training camp has been great. I thought he made the most improvement in training camp. The first week I felt like Justin was a little like he was in the spring, and Justin and I sat down on the field after practice after everybody went in, and we just talked. And then ever since then, he's been different, and he's been confident, and he's been vocal. And I told him, I don't need you to be vocal. I just need you to lead this football team and encourage guys and be the guy that they can look up to and let their teammates play for you. You know, we have guys that can be vocal and be the, those guys like Royce Freeman and Terrell Crosby. Those guys played a national championship game. They know what it's supposed to be like and know what it looks like. You know, but Justin has grown tremendously, and you can see his confidence every day. He's talking more because he usually don't say anything other than yes, sir. You know, but he's talking more. Justin and I, we meet every week, and it's great because a lot of those throws are the plays that he like. You know, and like I told him, I don't always just want to call the ones I like. I want to know the ones you like because I know you execute it a little better. So we make sure Justin is part of the game plan and understand it, and I think that's why he's playing the way he is, and he's so efficient because he's a smart kid first and foremost, but he's locked into the game plan, and the kids special.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you all. Have a great rest of the day if you want to, because I am.